Hey guys, welcome back to CLOCKWISE Crypto. Hope you guys are moving forward in everything that you do. Diving right into it here, taking a look at the markets and giving you a market update here. Some news came out saying that the U.S. Department of Justice is investigating Tether over possible violation sanctions, anti-money laundering rules. This came in today, causing an immediate downturn in the market. Now, this is not confirmed. There's a lot of speculation that this is market manipulation because of what happened. We take a look at Bitcoin. We see it immediately starts falling off a cliff. Tether is the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Okay. And a lot of people are fearful of a depeg because of this. Now, the only thing why people are saying that this could be market manipulation is because the Tether CEO came out immediately when that report came and pretty much said, as we told the Wall Street Journal, there's no indication that Tether is under investigation. Wall Street Journal is regurgitating old noise, full stop. Now, when he says that, okay, when Paulo says that, the CEO of Tether, immediately, fake news. And why they're saying fake news is because look at the result. Look at what happens. An immediate pullback in the markets. And there's nothing there. Why it just doesn't make sense why that report will come out and then immediately the CEO says it's not true. That was years ago. And I remember that. It was years ago where they were potentially under investigation because there was speculation that they didn't have, they weren't one for one when it comes to what they claim when it comes to having backing the US dollar. So we can see here looking at TradingView, we do see that there was a pullback today. I mean, for the week, it caused a pullback. Not for the week, but for the day. We can see here just a pullback and still above the level of support that it made, but not, not out of the woodwork yet. It still seems like a major pullback is coming. We see a little bit of divergence forming right here. So you guys know what happens when we see that divergence. You guys know. And I'll paint it out for you. We see right here, we have that. And then potentially we have this right here. So once we see that, we know pullback's coming, just a matter of how far, which is okay. That's the good news. Pullback means you still have time, because there's going to be a point in time where we're saying, guys, you're late. You need to be working on an exit strategy. So there's going to be a point in time when we get to that point, not just yet. So back to Tether, though. Paulo did come out and say at Tether, we do regularly and indirectly with law enforcement officials to help prevent rogue nations, terrorists, and criminals from misusing USDT. We would know if we were being investigated, as the article falsely claimed. Based on that, we can confirm an allegation in the article is unequivocally false. Okay, so that's why, pretty much if you read the comments and just on X, we see that it seems like market manipulation, because now we have a significant pullback with Bitcoin. Tether, a lot of people are worried about the depegging of Tether. If you guys don't know, Tether's typically one for one, so one Tether equals one USD. If we look at CoinMarketCap, we see that Tether is about 99.998, and which isn't abnormal. Okay, that's not abnormal. It happens even without this news. That happens. So not too concerned, but just something to pay attention to, because you do see a pullback in other markets as well. Because you realize that if Tether depegs, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Seeing 0.998 is not unreasonable though. So I'm not too concerned about that. Now, taking a look at some other articles here, we see as we're talking about Tether's Plan B initiative unveils new Satoshi Nakamoto statue in Lugano, Switzerland. New statue depicting Bitcoin's anonymous creator has just unveiled in Switzerland. So very cool. Earlier this morning, third annual Lugano Plan B Forum, Switzerland Plan B initiative, which is a collaboration between Tether and the city of Lugano, revealed the statue honoring the faceless Bitcoin creator. Huge. Okay, now you see the impact of this, right? This like Satoshi Nakamoto as a group of people, one person. Brilliant. So kudos to that. Very cool. And saying here the statue pays proper homage to one of the core tenets of blockchain technology, decentralization. That's why, that's the main core of it all. Decentralization, not control, which is why people do not want a CBDC. Okay. You do not want that, because now you just pretty much get rid of everything that crypto stood for. You get rid of everything crypto stood for, self custody and all that. So talking about self custody, Pennsylvania House of Representatives passes a bipartisan crypto bill protecting citizens' right to self custody. This is huge. So PA's House of Reps in the United States, Pennsylvania's House of Reps, is passing a new bipartisan crypto bill that protects self-custody rights of customers and establishes Bitcoin as a valid payment method and clear guidelines on how Bitcoin transactions should be taxed. Okay, thought it was a good bill, but now talking about taxes. Listen, about taxes, I wouldn't mind paying taxes. It's just like I can't control where the money goes. So like it'd be different if everyone really had a vote. And that's the cool thing about blockchain tech. If you use blockchain tech, at some level, you can almost let the people vote for where they want funds to go. And I think Cardano is really a good example of that. You talk about the treasury, the people that vote can control where the funds go in the treasury. And it's all public on the blockchain. You get a vote. So that's kind of where I got a little fishy about the article talking about the taxes, but let's dive in to see what's going on. Accept digital assets, method payment for legal goods and services, maintain self-custody of digital asset using self-hosted wallet or hardware wallet. Commonwealth may not impose an additional tax withholding assessment or charge on digital assets solely based on the use of digital assets as a method of payment to purchase legal goods and services. So this bill further establishes that the government may operate a node or a computational device that contains updates a copy of a blockchain for numerous purposes, including transferring digital assets. So very cool, somewhat but very cool. So operate the node for following purposes: connecting to a blockchain protocol or protocol built on top of blockchain protocol, transferring digital asset on a blockchain protocol. So the bill was originally drafted by the Satoshi Action Fund, which is a Bitcoin advocacy group, very cool to see actually a state taking initiative to adopt. So I can't knock that. Adopt, right? The other stuff we can talk about, but the adoption is really what we can appreciate for sure. Diving into the markets real quick, seeing a good pullback, healthy pullback. Actually going to be making a video about an altcoin that I'm very bullish on. I've been holding it for a while, and I'm going to make a final dump. Pick up a final bag on this dip. So you guys can guess what it is. It's down there. It's not in the safe zone, I would say that. But I really believe in the project, because not only is it so cheap, but it already has a community outside of crypto. So it's really just bridging and bringing people that, bringing the millions of users they already have into crypto. So I'm definitely going to be paying attention to this. Wow, Akash Network is $2. I remember when Akash was in the dumps. Holy cow. I was looking at Akash. I don't think I ever had it, but I remember Akash when it was down here. Holy cow. Very cool to see. That's exciting. Akash. A shout out to the CEO of Akash. I used to talk to him a little bit, but really love this project, and it's doing pretty well from price action standpoint. So that's what we love to see, guys. You're going to be diving into our research and diving in to see what we study, how we've been able to be right more than we're wrong, and high risk plays like Tether Classic is a high risk play. It could never come back. You're talking about and that's why there has to be a bucket for high risk plays, and you have to be able to stomach that, because if you look at it, look how dead this is all time. Okay. Down over 99%. It's just dead. Okay. Even if there was an inkling that this could get to even half of what it used to be, coming from where it's at right now. I mean, all-time high was about $120, right? So we see, I don't know if it'll happen, but if it could, it's worth the risk reward is there. Okay. But I just went off on a little tangent, but I can't wait to share with you a project we talked about before that is really discounted and ultimately is going to provide people an opportunity, because the logic is, right? The logic is, and I'll use a dead coin as an example. I'm going to use Classic, Tether Classic, and I'll show you what we're talking about, right? So even looking at Tether, or Terra, sorry, not Tether Classic, Terra. Looking at Terra Classic and seeing where it was and where it's at. Now this is not a really good example, but I'm gonna use it, kind of explain the logic. Okay, so this is the logic. This is not an accurate example. This is the logic when we're looking at projects. I look at the all-time high when you're at peak, right? The most recent all-time high, not like something that was 5 years ago all-time high, like all-time high around within the past 2 years. Okay, so 2022 all-time high when everything was booming, right? So I look at that. I look at where we are now. Could I at least get to the all-time high? And that's kind of going to be it. Now, H bar is a good example of that. H bar is a good example of that. Look, it's a better example. It's better than Terra Classic for sure. Terra Classic, super high risk. Don't recommend it. Don't recommend it. But it's one of those things where, it's just so cheap. Like, just throw it. But H bar is a great example. So you see in 22, okay, past 2 years, okay, 22, we're close. Going to 22, we were at, let's say, 2 years back, we're at about 25 cents. Okay, all-time high, which isn't that far away, it's 2021, is 43 cents. Okay, so just around 43 cents all-time high. H bar is at 4 cents. So could I get to 43 cents? That's the minimum target, 43 cents. That's a good risk to reward ratio, $4 to 43. And taking a look at how much I can get. So let's say I put $5,000 in. Okay, I put $5,000 in to H bar. That gets me 104,000 H bar. If it gets to 40 cents, okay, that's about 40 grand. So I just flipped 4,000 to 40 grand. Just getting to your all-time high, even though I think it'll go higher, just getting to its all-time high. That's something we look at from a price action standpoint when we are looking at projects. Where's your most recent all-time high comparatively to where you started? Okay, you had one, it pumped up initially in 21, pumped up to about 43, came down, then spiked up to about 45, pulled back, hasn't really been there since. Spiked up again a little bit to 43, pulled back, hasn't been there since. Now you're at 4 cents. What are the odds at 4 cents you get to 43 cents? Okay, it's not that far. It's not that far off. Okay, sitting at 46 market cap, you're in the top 50. Good risk to reward play for me. Flipping, you could flip 4,000 to 40 grand. You could flip 8,000, okay, to 80 grand, right? Good risk to reward there. Love what I see. That's kind of one of the price analysis we look at when we're taking a look at projects, guys. So we'll dive into the research. Look forward to showing you this project that I believe is going to kill it because they already have the user base. It's not like a project that's coming out there, doesn't have a user base, and they're trying to develop and grow within crypto. No, they already have a user base outside of crypto. It's really just migrating the current user base to utilize the token. It's going to be huge, guys. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. Keep moving forward in everything that you do. See you soon.